Diversity. We give it a voice so you can form an opinion. In discussions about diversity, people with disabilities are often not included in the conversation. Tonight on Voices of Diversity, we talk with people who have disabilities as well as those who advocate for their issues. We will examine their unique challenges and the obstacles they have overcome. All here on Voices of Diversity. I'm your host, Kevin Henry.
Well, I was diagnosed December 1st, 2005 with MS. I'd had similar issues. I'd had some numbness and tingling in my hands, blurriness and double vision in my right eye, and a few other things and cognitive issues that I just knew something was wrong. So I had an MRI done, and they found the MS. And at that diagnosis, my world went totally upside down. Because at the time I was working for Bank of America as a customer service representative. I'd been at that job for 13 years, doing very well with it, and life was good. And then this disease comes up, and all of a sudden I'm not the same person that I was before I was diagnosed. It was a very interesting kind of situation. There was a lot of fear. Some people thought it was catching. I remember a few people saying, "Oh no, I'm going to get MS because we're friends," and I lost a couple friends because of that, all those odd things. My daughter was terrified. She thought I was going to die tomorrow. And then she and I did a lot of research together and realized that it's not necessarily a fatal condition, just really annoying. And really, it can change your life, but that doesn't mean it makes it a bad thing. And the biggest thing that happened was my husband divorced me because of the MS. He just could not deal with the idea of having a wife that was invalid. He pictured himself with me in a wheelchair just pushing me down the street, and that'd be what his life was like. So he figured that his quality of life would really go down the tube, and mine would too. And didn't quite happen that way, luckily. We got the divorce, but that made me free to move here to Seattle, which I love. This is a wonderful city. I've just right after the divorce, I painted 2 murals, 36 by 10 foot murals for a church. Went to New Orleans and helped out with Hurricane Katrina, helping to rebuild one of the damaged houses there, and met some amazing people. Got to listen to some great music down there. And I've traveled quite a bit since then. And when I wound up here in Seattle, I had to totally look at my life and decide what I wanted to do with it again. So it was a whole new opportunity. So being disabled doesn't necessarily mean that your life is over by any means.
Let's talk a little bit about direct interactions and describe how you work with clients and employees.
Sure. So we're a call center outsourcer, and so you're probably familiar with call centers located in India and the Philippines. It's a big industry worldwide, and so our model was to create jobs for Americans, but so they could work from home. And so that was driven primarily by cost. That's why jobs go overseas, is cost. We knew that by having people work from home, we would avoid the cost of facilities. So the next step was, well, how are we going to find people that can work from home and be productive, relatively unsupervised? And so that's kind of how I came across the idea of hiring people with disabilities, because I thought they would really appreciate the opportunity to work from home. And in some cases, they need to work from home. But I guess nationwide, about 25% of people with disabilities have mobility issues. And so in a lot of cases,